I'm Skylar, back with this week's entertainment news. Actor Christopher Lee, who played the villainous Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequel films and Saruman in Lord of the Rings, passed away at the age of 93. The famous British actor was one of the most well-known bad guys in cinema history, performing in over 250 movies and TV shows for almost 70 years. He was particularly skilled at portraying evildoers with a sense of charisma, seriousness, and intelligence, using his intense presence and resonant voice to create memorable scenes. Speaking of his voice, Lee was a classically trained singer who also knew how to rock out. In fact, he released heavy metal albums like Metal Night well into his 90s.
No matter how hopeless, no matter how far.
Lee performed in several Tim Burton films, like Sleepy Hollow, and played the most famous vampire of all in the series of horror films in the 1950s and 60s based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. The dark side of the Force was strong in Lee, and he will definitely be missed.
A great eye, lidless, wreathed in flame.
The Tony Awards went down last week, as the Oscars of Theater honored the best live Broadway performances in the oldest form of show business on Earth. Formerly known as the Antoinette Perry Award for Excellence in Theater, the Tonys first began in 1947 and were named after an actress, director, and producer who co-founded the American Theater Wing. Broadway refers to the major theatrical performances that take place in 40 professional theaters with 500 or more seats in the Theater District and Lincoln Center along Broadway, which runs through New York City's borough of Manhattan. This year, the coming-of-age show, Fun Home, was named Best Musical at the Tony Awards, which was just one of 5 mega trophies it scored. Fun Home was written by a female dynamic duo, Jeanine Tesori and Lisa Kron, who made history as the first female writing team to win a Tony for musical score. In another historic act of diversity, the half-Korean Ruthie Ann Miles won Best Featured Actress in a Musical for her performance in The King and I. Then, singer Josh Groban memorialized actors and actresses who have passed away with the soulful rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone from the musical Carousel, while 175 Broadway performers sang backup. It was the most to ever perform at the same time in Tony Awards history. What a legendary night.
Your swagger and your bearing and the just right closure.
From theater to the Wild West, the Country Music Television Awards saddled up last week and kicked its spurs into high gear, with Carrie Underwood totally dominating. The Southern Belle won 3 awards, like Video of the Year for Something in the Water, and has now earned the most CMT buckles of any artist, 13. She and other megastars like Kenny Chesney, Keith Urban, and Lady Antebellum performed live with a yeehaw-worthy vocals and epic guitar strumming. Awards went to Luke Bryan, Lady Antebellum, Florida Georgia Line, Sam Hunt, Bob Seger, and Jason Aldean. For a full list of winners, check out CMT's website.
Must have been something in the water.
It was the 30th anniversary of Goonies last week, celebrating the classic 80s adventure comedy film about a witty group of kids searching for buried treasure. Before there was Captain Jack Sparrow, there was One-Eyed Willie, the legendary 17th century pirate that once terrorized the neighborhood of Astoria, Oregon. Enter the Goonies, a group of kids living in the Goon Docks neighborhood, right in the heart of Willie's old expeditions. When the Goonies and their families are at risk of losing their homes, thanks to the expanding Astoria Country Club, they go on an adventure to find Willie's treasure. Unforgettable characters like Chunk, Data, Mikey, and Mouth join forces with the freakish Sloth, delivering one of the most unforgettable kid ventures. According to Hollywood sources, director Steven Spielberg is reportedly working on a Goonies sequel.
Rubies and emeralds and diamonds.